What's up fighters, button mashers, combo droppers, and people who rage quit after losing one round? Today we're diving into 20 new insane upcoming fighting games for 2025 and 2026. And let me warn you, these games are looking so crazy, your thumbs might need life insurance before release day. Now listen, I know you came here to see what's cooking in the fighting game world, so grab your arcade stick, stretch those fingers, and maybe even call your chiropractor early, because some of these titles are looking like straight up thumb destroyers. We've got legendary comebacks, brand new ideas, anime level madness, and one game that looks like it was invented during a fever dream. Let's get started. 1. Virtua Fighter 6 Project. Alright, let's start off with the granddaddy of 3D fighters, Virtua Fighter 6 Project. Sega has been teasing this one like a bad ex, always leaving you on read but never giving you closure. But now, it looks like the comeback is real. Virtua Fighter has always been that one cousin in the fighting game family who doesn't wear flashy outfits, doesn't scream special move names, but will absolutely body you with a perfect in 3 rounds straight. This is the game that taught precision, no gimmicks, no fireballs, no laser beams, just straight martial arts skill. In VF6, rumors say they're building it on modern engines like Unreal 5. Imagine the crispest animations, sweat flying, and every punch looking like it could actually break a rib. The arenas? Fully interactive. The character roster? Expect old legends like Akira, Pai, Jackie, and of course the internet's favorite meme, Shun Di with his drunken kung fu. And listen, you know Sega's gonna add esports features. This isn't just a fighting game, it's a test of patience, discipline, and how well you can not button mash. And trust me, button mashers are about to suffer. So yeah, Virtua Fighter 6 might just bring back that old school respect into the FGC. Or it'll make everyone uninstall in week 1 after getting perfected by a dude who's been training since 1993. 2. Dead as Disco. Okay, next up is probably the weirdest and most stylish entry on this list, Dead as Disco. And let me tell you, this game has cult classic written all over it. It's set in the 70s, full of neon, disco balls, afros bigger than your ego, and music that slaps harder than your opponent's special move. But here's the kicker, it's not just a fighting game, it's like a groove fighter. Your combos, your movement, even your taunts sync with the funky soundtrack. The characters? Absolute madness. You've got a roller skating assassin, a disco king who literally weaponizes dance moves, and a bouncer who looks like he ate the entire cast of Streets of Rage for breakfast. Gameplay-wise, it's flashy, over-the-top, and designed for chaos. It's less about strict execution like Virtua Fighter, and more about vibe plus style. Like, can you win and look cool at the same time? Because the crowd in this game actually reacts to your swag. I can already see tournaments where people are judged not just on victory, but on how funky their finishers are. This game is for everyone who ever said, yo, why can't Mortal Kombat have more disco balls? Well, congratulations, this one's for you. 3. The Grass of Genesis. Alright, now this one, The Grass of Genesis. What even is that title? Sounds like a book your English teacher made you read in high school. But trust me, this game is a dark horse. It's coming straight out of Japan, and the vibe is anime fighter meets mythological fever dream. Think Guilty Gear plus Tekken plus a sprinkle of Elden Ring. The lore? Humanity fighting against corrupted gods, warriors pulling energy straight from nature, and some characters literally sprouting weapons out of plants. You've got this one dude who grows a sword from his arm like a tree branch, crazy stuff. And the visuals? Insane. The art style is hand-painted anime, with every attack looking like it belongs in a movie. The supers? We're talking 45-second cutscenes where you're just sitting there watching your opponent summon a divine tree that crushes the entire battlefield. Mechanics-wise, it's leaning towards tag team play, where you can switch mid-combo. That means big damage, crazy synergy, and of course, maximum salt from your opponent. Honestly, The Grass of Genesis might be one of those games that sneaks in, doesn't look too big at first, but then blows up in the competitive scene. Bookmark it now, this might be the future anime fighter everyone won't shut up about. 4. Spine. Now let's talk about Spine. And no, this isn't a horror game where a chiropractor hunts you down. This is a fighting game that's basically John Wick meets Cyberpunk. Spine is all about high-speed gun-fu combat mixed with martial arts. Think of it like if Devil May Cry had a baby with a 1v1 fighter. Every character moves like they're in an action movie. Wall runs, flips, dual pistols, katanas, all of it. The combat system is fluid, cinematic, and built to make you feel like a badass. No slow pacing, this game is about constant aggression, fast reactions, and looking like Keanu Reeves after 3 espressos. And the graphics? Oh man, the neon lights, the rain-soaked streets, the cybernetic enhancements, this game is eye candy. But don't let the looks fool you, Spine is hard. The devs already said this is not for casuals. This is for the people who practice combos at 3 AM while questioning their life choices. So yeah, prepare yourself, Spine is coming for your reflexes, and probably your sanity too. 5. Baki Hanma, Blood Arena. Alright anime fans, it's time. Baki Hanma, Blood Arena. Finally, the Baki fighting game we deserve. If you've seen the anime, you already know, this is not your typical martial arts show. Baki is about freakishly muscled monsters beating each other senseless in the most brutal ways possible. And the game? It looks like it's capturing that insanity perfectly. The roster includes Baki, Yujiro, Doppo, Biscuit Oliva, and a bunch of other fan favorites. And the best part? The devs are leaning into that exaggerated Baki energy. We're talking characters flexing mid-match, insane power-ups, and battles so wild it feels like the game's about to break your monitor. Mechanics are a mix of technical grappling and raw power moves. Unlike most fighters, positioning and stamina actually matter here. You can't just spam, your fighter literally gets tired, like in real MMA. And let's be real, everyone just wants to land Yujiro's demon back move at least once. This game is pure testosterone in disc form. If you don't walk away with 2% more muscle after playing, are you even playing it right? 6. The Hidden Ones. Last one for today's round, the Hidden Ones. Now, don't confuse this with Assassin's Creed DLC. This is its own beast, and it's a fighting game wrapped in mystery and folklore. The Hidden Ones takes inspiration from secret warrior clans, ninjas, assassins, and mystical cults. Each character has this dark, shadowy design, cloaks, masks, and weapons that feel like they were stolen straight out of history books. But here's where it gets spicy. The game's core mechanic is stealth fighting. Imagine blending traditional fighting with mechanics where you can vanish, misdirect, and strike from the shadows. It's almost like the fighting version of a stealth action game. And the arenas? Foggy temples, hidden underground pits, rooftops at midnight, perfect settings for deadly duels. Gameplay-wise, this is going to frustrate a lot of people, because fighting an opponent who can literally disappear for 2 seconds and reappear behind you, yeah, controller snapping rage incoming. But for those who master it, this might be one of the most unique fighting games in years. Think Bushido Blade meets Mortal Kombat with a heavy dash of ninja mythology. Sign me up. 7. Stranger Than Heaven. Next up we've got Stranger Than Heaven, and wow, this game looks like someone mixed philosophy, mythology, and a fighting game into one blender. It's surreal, emotional, and honestly feels more like an art piece than a typical fighter. Every character represents some abstract idea, like sorrow, chaos, or desire, and the arenas? Pure madness. One moment you're fighting on floating glass bridges in the clouds, the next you're brawling in a collapsing cathedral. Mechanics are wild too. Reality-bending moves, screen-flipping gimmicks, time rewinds. It's the kind of game where you lose a match but still clap because the match looked so damn beautiful. This one's going to be for the hardcore fans who love both competition and crazy storytelling. 8. TMNT, The Last Ronin. Cowabunga? Nah, not this time. TMNT, The Last Ronin is a whole different vibe. Based on the darker comic series, this fighting game takes place in a future where only one turtle remains. No pizza jokes, no party time. This is pure revenge story mode. As a fighter, it's gritty and weapon heavy. Expect rooftop duels, arena battles, and neon-lit brawls in Ruin, New York. The Last Ronin uses all for Turtle's weapons, so the moveset is crazy versatile. Swords, nunchucks, bow staffs, sais, all in one arsenal. This game is basically Mortal Kombat meets Ninja Gaiden with a shell. Dark, stylish, and brutally satisfying. 9. 2XKO. Now here comes the big one, Riot Games 2XKO. This is the League of Legends fighting game that's been cooking for years, and it's finally almost here. It's a 2v2 tag fighter, kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom, but with the insane polish of Riot. You've got League champions redesigned for arena combat, Yasuo, Darius, Ari, Jinx, each with their signature abilities converted into flashy fighting mechanics. The combos? Ridiculous. You can tag in mid-string, chain supers with your teammate, and just annihilate health bars. But the real kicker? Riot's building this for esports. That means netcode that actually works, constant updates, and tournaments the size of the Super Bowl. This isn't just another fighting game. This is Riot trying to take over the FGC. And let's be honest, they probably will. 10. Onimusha Way of the Sword. Capcom is resurrecting a legend, Onimusha Way of the Sword. This one's a total surprise. Instead of an action-adventure like the classics, they're going all in with a samurai fighting game. The roster? Iconic warriors from the series, Samanosuke, Jubei, even Nobunaga, all reimagined for dueling combat. Battles are brutal, cinematic, and heavy on swordplay. You've got parry systems, stance mechanics, and attacks that feel weighty and decisive. It's basically Bushido Blade meets Street Fighter, with a demonic twist. And honestly, after Ghost of Tsushima proved people still love samurai epics, this could hit huge. The sword clash sound effects alone will probably make you want to turn up your speakers to max. 11. Age of Wushu, Martial Arts. And finally in this round, Age of Wushu, Martial Arts. If you've ever watched a wuxia movie and thought, man, I wish I could actually fight like that, this is your dream come true. It's set in ancient China, and the whole game is about martial arts mastery. You've got Shaolin monks, Wudang swordsmen, drunken fist masters, and more, all animated with this flowing, graceful style that feels straight out of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The arenas are gorgeous, bamboo forests, mountain temples, riverside duels, and yes, you can actually run on walls and fight mid-air. The gameplay balances grounded kung fu technique with over-the-top wire-fu spectacle. This isn't about gore or violence, it's about elegance, philosophy, and pure martial arts power. Definitely one of the most unique fighters coming in 2025 to 26. 12. Project the Perceiver. Alright, let's kick this round off with Project the Perceiver. And no, it's not a Netflix true crime documentary. This is one of the wildest martial arts-inspired fighters in the pipeline. This game mixes Chinese fantasy with hyper-detailed sword combat. Think Sekiro but faster, flashier, and tuned for one-on-one dueling. The main mechanic? Transformation. Characters can literally absorb masks from opponents, changing forms mid-battle and unlocking new move sets. It's stylish, cinematic, and straight-up insane when you see someone switch forms 3 times in one combo. Honestly, this game looks like it's trying to redefine martial arts fighting, blending wuxia storytelling with next-gen mechanics. Keep an eye on it. 13. Ghost of Yotei. Next we've got Ghost of Yotei. And no, this isn't Ghost of Tsushima DLC, though the vibes are similar. It's a Japanese samurai-inspired fighter with heavy emphasis on snowy landscapes and icy duels. Picture this, you're fighting on Mount Yotei, snow whipping around you, swords clashing so hard they spark. The game focuses on realism and precision, meaning every slash, every block, every counter feels weighty and deliberate. The art style is gorgeous, crisp snowy backdrops, traditional Japanese architecture, and warriors dressed in authentic armor. If you love tactical duels where patience matters more than button mashing, Ghost of Yotei is going to hit you right in the feels. 14. Phantom Blade Zero. Now this one has been getting massive hype, Phantom Blade Zero. It's got that Soulsborne aesthetic but cranked up into an adrenaline-fueled fighting showcase. The combat is lightning fast, characters flipping, spinning, chaining sword combos so quick you can barely blink. It's the kind of game where even basic duels look like choreographed martial arts films. The tone? Dark, mysterious, and brutal. The devs are calling it Kung Fu Punk, which is basically martial arts meets gothic cyberpunk. And honestly, it's stunning. Imagine Sekiro, Devil May Cry, and a wuxia movie had a 3-way crossover. That's Phantom Blade Zero. 15. Lost Soul Aside. Now here's a game that's been in the oven for years, Lost Soul Aside. What started as a one-man project is now a full-blown spectacle. It's technically more of an action RPG, but the combat system is so insane it fits right into a fighting game lineup. You've got lightning-fast combos, flashy swordplay, and mid-air juggles that feel straight out of Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. The main character fights alongside a symbiotic dragon-like creature, meaning your combos are basically tag team with your own pet monster. It's chaotic, stylish, and built for players who love looking cool while they fight. This one is shaping up to be a must-play. 16. Project E. Last in this batch is Project E. And listen, this one is mysterious as hell. Not much has been revealed yet, but the teasers show a blend of high-tech warriors and traditional martial arts. From what we've seen, it's got this futuristic vibe where fighters wield both blades and energy-based powers. Some early gameplay snippets show characters using insane parkour moves, wall running, aerial strikes, and flashy finishes that light up the whole screen. It feels like the devs are cooking something that could rival Tekken or Soul Calibur, but with its own futuristic identity. Definitely one of those wait-and-see games, but the potential is massive. 17. Where Winds Meet. Now this one's been turning heads for a while, Where Winds Meet. It's set in ancient China during the fall of a dynasty, and it's got that open-world wuxia vibe mixed with one-on-one martial arts duels. Think of it like Assassin's Creed but heavily focused on kung fu dueling. You'll see sword fights on rooftops, horseback combat, and plenty of flashy chi-powered moves. The fighting system is super cinematic, flowing strikes, counters, and acrobatics straight out of a martial arts epic. The arenas? Wide-open landscapes, bamboo forests, bustling towns, misty mountains. This one's blending story-driven RPG elements with fighting game intensity, and the result looks gorgeous. 18. Tenet of the Spark. Okay, let's get into Tenet of the Spark. And wow, this one feels like it came out of nowhere. It's got this mystical meets futuristic theme, with fighters channeling raw elemental powers through martial arts techniques. Imagine a Shaolin monk throwing punches that literally spark with lightning, or a warrior summoning flaming dragons mid-combo. The game is all about combining traditional stances with supernatural flair. The visuals are jaw-dropping too, neon temples, stormy arenas, and battlefields glowing with magical energy. If you love fighting games that lean heavy into spectacle while still keeping that martial arts base, Tenet of the Spark is definitely one to watch. 19. Acts of Blood. Now we're getting gritty, Acts of Blood. And yes, it's just as brutal as it sounds. This is a no-nonsense, M-rated fighter focused on raw violence, realistic weapon combat, and the most savage finishes you can imagine. The tone is closer to Mortal Kombat, but instead of fantasy ninjas, you've got gladiators, warriors, and mercenaries from across history clashing in the bloodiest arenas possible. Expect broken bones, gruesome counters, and enough gore to make even the hardcore crowd wince. This one's for the players who want brutality over beauty. Acts of Blood isn't trying to be elegant, it's trying to make you gasp every time a fatality lands. 20. The Legend of Jin Yong's Heroes. And finally, closing out this massive list, we've got The Legend of Jin Yong's Heroes. Based on the classic wuxia novels by Jin Yong, this game is basically a love letter to martial arts storytelling. The roster is packed with legendary kung fu heroes, each with their iconic styles, weapons, and philosophies. The game emphasizes long, flowing duels, complete with counters, kai blasts, and movesets inspired by traditional literature. What makes this special is the reverence for the source material. It's not just a fighting game, it's a playable adaptation of one of China's most important martial arts sagas. For fans of wuxia, this might be the most culturally significant fighter we've ever seen. And there you have it, 20 brand new, absolutely insane upcoming fighting games for 2025 and 2026. From legendary comebacks like Virtua Fighter 6 Project to dark and stylish beasts like Phantom Blade Zero, all the way to over-the-top madness like Dead as Disco and brutal showcases like Acts of Blood, the next 2 years are looking stacked for fighting game fans. Whether you're into cinematic martial arts duels, classic arcade-style showdowns, or wild experimental fighters that blend RPG and action elements, there's something here for everybody. So, tell me, which of these games are you most hyped to throw hands in? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's start a fight club down there. And hey, don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button harder than a Tekken Rage art. Subscribe for more insane gaming deep dives, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, fighters!